Stand by. All right. Looks like we got some people in. Jared Smith here with the Carolina Weather Group, updating you on a tornado warning that's been issued for Horry, Williamsburg, Florence, and Marion counties in South Carolina. Let's take a little closer look at where this actually is. And don't know why it did that. Don't know why it went over there. Resize that out a little bit. Okay. So just getting a couple more things together here. So here's a storm of concern right here, spouting up a lot of lightning past Johnsonville here. This is approaching. Looks like this is now in the middle of. Looks like this is in that little neck of Marion County here. It's about to cross into Horry County near Aner. It's approaching the junction of Highway 501 and South Carolina 22. Crossing 378 right now. Here is the circulation center here. Here's the circulation. Let me do storm relative velocity so we can maybe get a little bit better look at it. But we have a lot of inbounds here. There's some few weak outbounds, but again, that just based off of the storm motion here. But this is where your rotation is right now, crossing Highway 378. This is going to go south of Britain's Neck, it looks like, although you're still going to get rocked up there with some heavy rain and some lightning. As I go over to take a look and see if I can get a few more locations out of this over here. If you give me just 1 second here, may be able to I don't have a lot of locations I can choose from, but this is so I suspect this is getting into a kind of a rural spot, and it looks like this is getting into a rural part of Horry County right now, south of Britain's Neck, crossing Highway 378, approaching Highway 501. However, Aner, you're technically not in the tornado warning polygon on this. It remains to be seen just how long this is going to go. But again, the tornado warning is here until 4 o'clock, so we're going to be on until this is done. And so we have the center of circulation roughly, just to take a little measurement here, about 4 miles south of Britain's Neck. Florence and Williamsburg, the tornado warning has just been reboxed, and so if you're in Florence or Williamsburg counties, you're in the all clear for the risk for tornadoes. However, we still have quite a bit of lightning showing up on the radar here past Johnsonville. Again, not the best defined cell you'll ever see. I'm going to set this into motion here so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Not the best defined ever, and this may just be a very brief spin up. It's not terribly deep. So again, right in this area, again, the greens are going towards the radar, and the radar is over here, over in Charlotte, North Carolina. And then here are the winds going away from the radar. So a little bit of green, but the mean wind there would be there's a few red pixels in there that'll show you exactly what that will do. So let me do some, make a change here real quick. I don't think I can do that. All right, never mind. So we'll zoom out a little bit. And so I know Horry County, this covers a lot of spots, but I want to emphasize Conway, Carolina Forest, Myrtle Beach. This is very far from you. This is going to be staying well inland of you. The town of Aner is not technically in the warning. We'll see if this spin up survives very long. Again, there's the risk for a few weak spin ups today. We've already had a couple water spouts come ashore earlier today along the Grand Strand and getting into North Carolina. So this one's a little bit more defined on land, as you can see. And I have lots of other tools here that we're taking a look at right now. And it is, entering it into a somewhat favorable area for instability, at least, and with a little bit of low level shear here. So again, Weather Service has this about over Britain's Neck, 15 miles west of Conway, moving northeast at 20. So again, if you're in Britain's Neck right now, the safe place to be is in the lowest floor of an interior room, hallway, or closet. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible, and you'll be fine. But That is that's the main concern here. It looks like it might be trying to be like 2 circulations maybe here. Um, so we'll keep an eye on that. One of the tools that we can use is correlation coefficient to see if anything any debris is being lofted. And so far, we see all reds, all purples here, and so that's a pretty good sign that nothing is at least lofting debris up to about 4,000 feet. So that's good news there. Um, as far as that goes, we don't have anything. Any debris being lofted right now that doesn't, but again, the radar beam is hitting here at about 3,500 to 4,000 feet. So every once in a while you can get, you can have a, a little bit of a, you'll need a little bit of a, it gets underneath there. So I'm going to update I'm gonna update the lower third here real quick. I'm kind of riding solo here, but again, we have a tornado warning until 4 o'clock here. Britain's Neck, really the most under the gun right now. This is going to be crossing into Horry County in a matter of minutes. Uh, looks like it's just crossed 378. I'm going to see if I can't get maybe a little bit more definition as far as some of these roads here. But yeah, Highway 22 starts at 501, so this is getting close to the 22 501 interchange here. Um, let's see. So, so again, town of Aner, you're not in the warning. Homewood, Conway, you're not in the warning. Myrtle Beach, this is very far from you. Again, this is going to be mainly an inland Ori issue, moving into a rural area for now. But of course, we know that there are people out there, and we want to make sure that y'all are getting the information. So if you know somebody here, give them a ring. Let them know what you're seeing here, and let them know that they've got something coming their direction, possibly. Again, we'll switch to the velocity mode here, and certainly seems to be a couple areas where there could be some rotation. This one right over where Britain's Neck is located here on the radar software, and then this little leading edge rotation here, which is a little bit stronger. Seeing some higher velocities inbound to the radar, about 40 miles an hour in, and then 13 miles an hour out, or 40 miles an hour in. Looks like we just got another scan, and and just a negligible return on the other side. So again, this isn't the best defined tornadic cell you'll ever see. This is certainly kind of thing where if something is going on, it's happening lower to the ground than the radar is seeing. It's a very decent possibility. So of course we'll want to keep that in mind. So again, you get under a warning. What do we want you to do? Interior room, lowest floor, not a basement. Nobody's got basements, not here. God, but lowest floor, interior room, hallway, closet. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible, and you're gonna be just fine. Uh, and and meanwhile, you're still gonna get a bad storm, regardless of whether there's a tornado in here. You're gonna get a bad storm. This guy is fairly potent. Honestly, it's a fairly potent storm here, producing some heavy rain and a lot of lightning, moving northeast at 20. And just because you're not in the warning, Aner, you're probably going to get in on this. Centenary, Gallivant's Ferry, Conway, you will be getting in on some storms here at some point, but right now, nothing that rises to the level of severe. So again, if you're joining us, Florence, Williamsburg counties, you were in the clear at this point for any uh, immediate tornado concerns, which is good news. The main concern right now is around Britain's Neck, approaching western Horry County near Aner. And I'm just going to pull this PD Crossroads around 3:55. So again, that's in about 5 minutes. So if you're around PD Crossroads, you want to be taking shelter and getting into that safe place for severe weather. So again, just taking a look at this and just keeping this loop going for a second. I'm going to pause the loop. Again, not the most organized thing you're ever going to see. I'll tilt up a little bit on the radar and see if we can't make out any structure. And there's really not a whole lot to write home about with this. And probably just a little bit of enhanced low-level shear, which has certainly been the case that we've seen today in this neck of the woods. Let's go back to storm relative velocity real quick. Yeah, and I think that might be starting to broaden out a little bit. It's looking a little bit more straight line. Not really seeing the looks like a little bit more of a surging motion as opposed to a rotational motion. If anything, the rotational motion is kind of here. Um, that almost seems to be a better defined rotation. Let's tilt up and see if we can't find a parent mesocyclone. And again, it looks like there might be a couple here. Um, so a couple storms that we're watching here. And again, if your phone went off, that's your signal to take those severe weather precautions and get into that interior room quickly. So it is, let's see, it's 3:51. So the tornado warning is going to expire in 9 minutes unless the Weather Service cancels it early, which, hey, I wouldn't get mad at that. I don't think any of y'all would get mad at that. Meanwhile, zooming out a little bit more, and I'll take it back to the regular precipitation view that you're used to. A lot of scattered showers and thunderstorms this afternoon, moving across the PD and into southeast North Carolina. And and again, obviously, the main concern right now is the tornado warning cell around Britain's Neck. But we do have, some fairly heavy downpours and some frequent lightning with these storms. So again, lightning makes every thunderstorm dangerous. So if you do, run into lightning, turn around and head inside. When thunder roars, go indoors, as they say, and that's the most important thing you can do to protect yourself from any thunderstorm, tornado warned or otherwise. Any thunderstorm again is dangerous. So let's go back to the velocity view here and see if we can see what we can see. And again, it still looks like it's broadening out some more as it approaches 501, approaching the end of the polygon here. So getting close to PD crossroads now. And not really. I'm taking a look at just some satellite imagery, and again, somewhat sparsely populated, but there's certainly people out here, and we want to make sure that you're getting the information that you need to keep yourself safe, and so that's why we're here. And yeah, so this looks like this is lining out a little bit. Don't see, if you go back to the velocity view, there's maybe a little bit of it's just messy. It's just a really messy radar presentation at this point. That's more of a kind of reminiscent of kind of a line of storms. And I just got an update from the Weather Service in Wilmington. Tornado warning will expire at 4 o'clock. So they're saying that the storm which prompted the warning is weakened below severe limits has exited the warned area. Interesting. Gusty winds are still possible with this thunderstorm, but for now the tornado threat has ended. So we'll go ahead and zoom this out a little bit. So you'll see this red polygon is probably going to disappear here in just a second. They're going to let it go. They have let it go. So the immediate tornado risk around Britain's Neck has ended. And that is good for everyone. So again, keeping an eye on the weather today, something to keep a close watch on is, again, showers and thunderstorms producing a lot of lightning. Again, we'll zoom in on this guy real quick before we sign off, and you can see there's a ton of lightning being left behind by this storm as it got into Britain's Neck, and this will continue. Galvin's Ferry, Aner, Conway. Eventually, you might not get a tornado, but you're certainly going to get some heavy rainfall and some gusty winds. So. But right now, the tornado threat has decreased significantly enough to where the Weather Service has let it go, and it's gone. And you can see that the polygon is off the screen now. So with that, we'll go ahead and let you go. Thank you for watching Carolina Weather Group Tornado Warning coverage. I'm Jared Smith signing off here, and we will hop on in case something else decides to misbehave. Y'all have a good afternoon.